Greetings, friends, to wherever you may happen to find yourself on this Friday of the first week of Advent. As we begin to situate ourselves into this new liturgical year, one of the symbols that will mark our Advent journey is that of light and darkness. It's a symbol with which we are all undoubtedly familiar as we light the candles of our Advent wreaths in our parishes, in our homes. It's also a symbol which is, of course, reflected in the very season in which we currently find ourselves, with the shortening light of the winter day and the growing darkness of the winter night. Our readings at Mass today, however, they invite us to consider another image, a parallel image, that of sight and blindness. In the book of Isaiah, we hear embedded in this litany of divine redemption, we hear the prophet say, "Out of gloom and darkness, the eyes of the blind shall see." This promise of vision restored to its original wholeness, this is, of course, a promise that Jesus acts on in our gospel reading, where we see him healing the two blind men that have come to him. As the evangelist writes, their eyes were opened. But open to what? Physical sight, of course, but perhaps more importantly, opened to the presence of God, enfleshed in their very midst, in Jesus. In this season of hope-filled anticipation, we too find ourselves leaning into a renewed vision of faith for our eyes of faith. Our Advent journey is one that moves us into a restored vision of assurance of God's enduring presence in our hurting world, in our very midst. It's a vision which allows us to see that in the person of Jesus, whose nativity we will celebrate in just 3 weeks' time, our God fully enters into the depths of our human experience so as to radiate a newness of life for which our restless heart so longs.